So welcome back guys to another SCPH replay sent in by the community on the live patch. And this time, we are gonna get a TBZ instead. Introducing our players on Ephemeron. Here on the top left, we got HalfANhouR playing on that red Zerg. And on the bottom right, who do we got? Mr. Asurai.
Yeah, of course, again, we have that blue Terran pieces played by Mausami.
Mausami, half a mouse, half a tsunami, all gameplay here and now. And Asurai joining me yet again. We are practicing a little bit for that SEA game, so we're really hyped for the matches that are to come. So Asurai, in terms of the SEA games, who are your favorite players coming in besides our PH representatives?
For SE2 at least, I'm actually just looking forward to Mia Micah. It's that fated, if ever, he gets into the grand finals and Ender gets into the grand finals, it's going to be the fated reunion once again of rivals. They did face each other against, or during WESG C finals,
Nope,
and I believe Ender won 3-1.
nope. Guy all
Oh
wrong,
no,
sir. It's
did I get it wrong?
Mia Michael won 3-1.
Oh,
Oh, that's
actually, no,
why.
Ender got it.
Ender
Okay,
looking for revenge here in the SEA games, and we'll
okay.
see if that matchup is gonna go on. I'm not too sure about the groups, but you might be able to see them. Big question mark. But these guys are really the top of the top, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see them face off somewhere in the upper tiers of the bracket. But for now, let's talk about the game. Mausami sending in that scout. We are gonna see the hatch first here, and now here for HalfANhouR. And at the same time, already that extractor. He wants to get that metabolic boost up and running to get those speed links. And speed links, as a ride, they are a lot more buff than your normal links. You can go for the surrounds, and those wings make you look pretty cool.
Yeah, probably one of my favorite looking units aside from the Ultralisk. If you think about it, they're kind of like the classic. Aside from the Hydralisk, which has been also a cult classic in like different games, like they have like Hydralisk has been modeled in so many games.
Yep.
You know.
You remember that Easter egg in Warcraft 3? You find the Hydralisk hiding in Night Elf mission. That was pretty cool.
Oh
And you
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
even
yeah.
think about it because Night Elves can't break trees and you have to break trees, that kind of thing. But anyway, speaking of the trees, we are gonna see a little bit of that fossil fuel burn as Mausami getting on away already. And oh, HalfANhouR! Absolute greed this truly is. 3 bases already here for that Red Zerg. A lot of confidence. Will Mausami be able to punish this? That's the real question.
Yeah, I think he can actually be able to. He's gonna be pumping out already some Hellions, so he's got to be careful for this one. But it all depends on how quickly this creep can actually spread all up into that second expansion. So if that creep can actually reach up onto that, the speedlings should be able to surround the Hellions once they go for the push. And of course, the queens will be much faster on creep, meaning that they can just be able to push this aggression back. And if they can keep the drones alive, that is all much the better here for HalfANhouR.
Yeah, if HalfANhouR can defend that third base pretty well, then that might be pretty much the show later on. Mausami, in the meantime, needs to punish this accordingly. Helion's so strong against Lings, so strong against drones as well. And now we go for the approach here, and now, oh, the Queen caught off creep, and it's gonna be the Hellions decide to go on the inside. The Reaper going for the bomb as well, but one Hellion gonna get trapped already. Can the other one get any takedown? Seems like it's not the case. Beautiful defense there from HalfANhouR rather, and I feel like Mausami wasting the opportunity. Could have gotten some drones instead on that expansion.
Yeah, I definitely agree, but I mean, really great defense. I mean, not even, yeah, there's not much unit lost there. Army count for HalfANhouR is looking mighty, mighty fine. But of course, right as I say that, look at this, another command center being built up already by Mausami and 4 more Hellions. So he's gonna try to put more pressure as he tries to push out with this second expansion.
Yeah, and interesting to note, Mausami actually swapping his tech. Gonna go for a barracks with reactor. We'll go for that tech lab as well, and we might see the Marine Marauder Medivac trio yet again. But reactors double pumping, potentially Helios, potentially Widow Mines, and this time this is what we were talking about. Mausami going for that expansion instead. That's a bunch of kills going in the way of Mausami. But yet again, he decides to go for the main base. What a surround! And the drones has had enough of the flames. You can't cook us when you are dead.
And how many drones did he lose in that Oh yeah, the drone count already kind of neck and neck. 40 drones to about 36 SCVs, and then Mausami after that push is gonna be able to get this command center. I'm not sure if he's gonna go orbital first or is he gonna fly it out and then get the orbital once it knocks down onto this next objective. But as there is not really a big army from both units being pushed out just yet. There is the third expansion already in possession or already up and running or almost up and running for HalfANhouR.
Yeah, so it seems like it is gonna be the economy game. And Masami gonna turn that into an orbital command first, just in case he doesn't want to float this as of yet, because he's using it more or less as his wall. If his wall breaks when he's not ready to go, then what is the wall gonna do? Absolutely nothing. But at the same time, HalfANhouR now trying to go ahead in this situation. Now, what has happened in this game? Mausami getting some good hits on the drones means the eggs need to go into drone production instead. With the drones being produced, that means you can't build an army, and without an army, there can be no aggression here from HalfANhouR. So honestly, Mausami has been setting the pace so far. HalfANhouR deciding, okay, if I can't be the aggressor, I need to stay ahead and go for creep spread, go for another base, and even the Viking being hampered here and now by HalfANhouR because Mausami looking to snipe those balloons up in the sky.
And speaking of aerial things, the balloons and whatnot, there is already manibacks underway here for Mausami. Not only that, he is already up, almost up with about the upgrades for his Marines. So he's going to be able to really put the pressure here. Also, a couple of Widow Mines here and there. Is this... it's not, but that's going to pop it up and even catch an SCV right there on that second expansion. But this is just a really nice transition for Mausami, keeping that supply neck and neck to his opponent, but the creep is spreading across the map. This is pretty scary. He has to start kind of clearing this out.
Yeah, Speedling's still flying on the inside, but we are going to see the Marines go already for the attack on this forward base. The upgrades are coming in line very, very soon. Combat Shield +1 on infantry weapons and armor going to be also important, but all depends right here right now if HalfANhouR can clean this up accordingly. Seems like it's the case, and Mausami not loading as of yet, finally gonna fly on out, but these Speedlings should be able to keep up in the first place. Spore Crawler in position as well. We are going to get the Combat Shield be equipped along the way. One Marine does go down. And overall, Mausami just being a pest yet again. But this time, it's not as effective. He's not really going for that many drones in the first place. We are going to see a cycle, sure. But HalfANhouR just looking to replenish a few of those losses. And we are going to see the Baneling Nest instead. So, Zerglings and Banelings right here, right now, looking for a bust onto that forward wall.
13 drones will be transitioning on to that expansion. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of Banelings here. So be careful, ground units. This is going to be pretty strong. But speaking of strong, there is a couple of Widow Mines already up and running for Mausami. So those Banelings, if it's spotted out quickly enough or, spotted up early enough, this Widow Mines can actually plant themselves and maybe actually just chunk down, because this army, even though it's huge, the quality of it not as good. If you think about it, is only just the Banelings and the Zerglings, but what else can he transition into?
Seems like he's gonna go for Swarm Host instead, and I don't see a nice network anywhere here on the map, so we are gonna see some standard Storm Host play instead. Now these Swarm Hosts are very vulnerable after getting rid of those locals in the first place, so we'll see how HalfANhouR is actually gonna play this out. He can go for the side flanks, he can go for the southmost quadrant of the map or the eastern one, and just float those locusts on in the first place. At the same time though, going Swarm Host means he still doesn't have any of these anti-air capabilities, so Medevac's gonna be free to load these Marines in, outs, and bound. Air control, air traffic, gonna be all Terran so far.
I just gotta say, those Swarm Hosts really give me the heebie-jeebies. It's like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at those pulsating bubbles on their backs. It's really uncomfortable to watch. But yeah, you're just going to be able to use those medevacs to kind of just pop on out of here. But now as the Spire is out, we could actually be seeing a couple of aerial units be released. And I don't think he actually scouted this. I don't think he has any vision. Yeah, he has no information whatsoever.
Fully expecting Mutalisk here and now here from HalfANhouR. It's pretty much a standard transition. When you go for that Ling, you want to get that melee upgrade in the first place. It affects pretty much your Lings, your Banes, these Locusts, the Ultralisk as well. And now here we go for the attack. What, HalfANhouR though? Sending in the Swarm Host. Come on, man. You don't want to bring those in the first place. Widow Mines! Oh, blowing everything up to Kingdom Come not only the Lings, but also everything else in vicinity.
Maybe that's why Mausami didn't really just immediately burrow those window mines. He didn't want his, he didn't want the collateral damage to happen to his own units, because if he lost every single one of these Marines, that's basically the brunt of his force already. And still no other units actually being popped out. It's still the swarm hosts, the Zerglings, and the Banelings, because it's not really much of a transition, but there is, of course, still that one lonely Viking. But here is the push for Mausami. He's gonna try to spot out some creep, and then, of course, work his way up.
Interesting, he is not gonna go for any Marauders whatsoever. Looking to clean up the debris. So at the same time, we are gonna see some Infestor energy upgraded instead here for HalfANhouR. So Infestor Broodlord might be in the cards as well. No more Infested Terran though. Won't be as pressurizing as before. Broodlord last range also not the biggest, but now the Widow Mines on to that southeast quadrant. Looking to defend those Marines just in case. And I love the split here from Mausami. He does not send everything into a ball. He knows if those Widow Mines blow his own units up, that's the show in the first place. Looking to clean up the creep tumors though. Looking to scan around the map as well, just in case to see what else is coming his way. The Lings and Banes though.
So many of these swarm hosts right there onto the side. Do they have a straight path onto the left of our map to actually just go? Yeah.
Yeah, they can
And this
fly.
Zergling, that's positioned right there, that one hero Zergling is gonna see the transition, and nobody's gonna help it out. Actually, can maybe deal some damage on these SCVs. And look at that, there's a huge pile of Zerglings onto that left side as it goes straight down. This is not looking good. I mean, where is his home defense?
Yeah, I
I don't
feel
think
like
he has any.
Mausami has to disengage, has to just run away and give up everything on this spot in the first place. So many Locusts, so many Zerglings as well. And at the same time though, it is going to be the attack here from Mausami instead, sending in a squadron of Marines rather, with the medevac to boot. Spine Crawlers going for the hits. In the meantime, Widow Mine staying on the side, almost gets a latch onto that bulk. And I feel like this game will be decided by these Widow Mines in the first place. If Mausami gets some big hits onto the Ling army, that might be the show there for HalfANhouR. If he is also able to find a way to catch out those farm hosts mid-transition, that might be the show as well. But at the same time, HalfANhouR is so overwhelming right now. It feels like the Zerg is just tightening the noose in the first place.
Again, Zerg, if you're able to clear out the first army, you be ready, because the second army is gonna be coming out easy peasy. And here it is, of course, the Locusts. They're just they're just like low cost, high value units. They fly up, they just charge at you, and they can just keep being respawned by the swarm, or the the swarm host. Yeah.
Yeah, Locusts aren't not even low cost. They are no cost whatsoever. Absolute free labor, every company and more, go into this region in the first place. Yikes. But the sensor tower...
Sorry. I just wanted to say, that's Hero Zergling, the one Hero Zergling, I'm going to call it Billy, was dealing some substantial damage on this outer expansion.
Billy actually forced that orbital command turned into a planetary fortress instead, because of him just being like, I'm gonna attack here, so I might as well turn them into cannons instead. But I love this here from Mausami. But the sensor tower not really onto that main front, but he knows that the circle of seeing things needs to be in a spot to just pop out, see where those sensor towers, see where those wormholes rather are coming in the first place. Now the planetary fortress, of course, gonna be going down pretty easily. Locust so strong against pretty much everything in the first place, especially those buildings, acids being spit in the first place. And at the same time, here comes the Lings, here comes the Banes as well. And this might be a big bust in the first place. And I said a while ago, the Swarm Hosts get melee upgrade. I think they get the range one instead. It is pretty close though. But anyway, here come the Locusts yet again. I'm not too sure about that one. But you know what I can be sure of? These are packing a punch onto this wall in the first place.
Oh, I can't get spotted out, or there's not enough range from these Widow Mines. Yeah, that's not enough damage to stop the Horde. Oh my god, it's just charging right in. The SCVs are in a bunch here. And who's going to have to do anything? It's not going to happen at all. And it seems like they're just going to try to push maybe Mausami onto the base already. He doesn't have any defense at all, so this is going to be a base race. He does have a couple of Liberators hitting here and there, but they don't have enough firepower, or maybe they do, in clearing out this entire Zerg army, pushing up. Look at these SCVs just kind of just repairing the base, and yeah.
They're trying to repair that one, but it seems like the flames gonna allow the doors of hell to open. The Liberators, but at the same time, it seems like the Marines have cleaned up the infestation and more zones of liberation here and now. Freedom is the way to go. Liberators are quite strong against these units, but they shoot pretty slow, so you can't take down all of them en masse. Anyway, though, we do see the float on up. And honestly, this is the advantage here for Mausami. If he is able to clean up the Zerg infestation on this planet, he might be able to win this game just by the fact that these buildings can fly in the first place. These links cannot hamper that in any form or shape or manner. And this might be a base race scenario that HalfANhouR is just feeding those things in the first place. Those are completely free. And more buy one, take 1,000 links at your expense.
He's morphing them into Banelings. He's going to try to go for that hero play, the Hail Mary pass. Can it really happen? The defense of these Widow Mines is incredibly insane. And of course, the zone of the Liberators just able to kind of keep everything at bay at the sky high. The Mutalisks did not come, so they got no anti-air whatsoever. And I feel like this is the reason right now how Mausami is basically just manhandling everything, the entire base of HalfANhouR, and the GG has been called victory for Mausami.
Yeah, very, very well played there for Mausami, knowing the matchup and realizing I have the air advantage. HalfANhouR forgetting to take any kind of precautions against air in the first place. He can go for the Muta, he could go for the Corruptors as well. He went for that Great Aspire, looking to build into Broodlords, but what happened? He floated on too much minerals and gas. He also kept too much supply on those links. He could have sacrificed those at any point in time, run them in, let them die to the Widow Mine. Sure, that's fine. It happens. You need to clear up for those Corruptors, for those Broodlords in the first place. And that is just such a good decision there from Mausami to push in. It was a slow siege at the start, but when he realized he wasn't going to get attacked, it was just a show there. HalfANhouR making a mistake, looking to defend at the end. Would have been better if he went for Corruptors. Instead, clean up those flying buildings. Could have won that out. But on that last defense, really throwing his units into the fire, into the furnace, and getting nothing but ashes in return. So what a game there. Well done to both. But GG's to Mausami taking that one in this matchup.